It is a period of Star Wars mania, as new movies, comic books, novels, and TV shows populate the system. Fueled by their love and passion for the galaxy far, far away, two exceptional geeks tap into hundreds of holocrons in order to bring you the knowledge and insight of all things Star Wars. Come and join them as they go inside the Force.
Welcome back, everybody, to Inside the Force. This is David Cottingham here with Casey Cooley.
Hello, everybody.
We are back at it again for episode 38 here, number 2, part 2 of episode 5 month, where we are kind of highlighting people and characters and creatures and whatever from episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back. Last week, thought we did a pretty cool General Riken.
General Riken.
Not much about him that we did. I mean, a lot I didn't know about him. So we read up on him and kind of talked about him a lot last week. This week we're going to flip sides and talk about the Empire and one General Veers, Maximilian Veers.
Maximilian.
So. Let's just get right into it, shall we, Case?
Okay.
Okay, so, of course, his first appearance was in episode 5. As Casey will let you know later where he was during episode 4.
Yeah.
But he was born 48 BBY, which made him about 48 years old, obviously, around the Battle of Yavin.
Yeah.
This being about 5 years after 3 years after episode 4, which would put him about 51. Born on the planet Danan, which is a inner rim planet that is very much like Coruscant. Is a city-based planet.
Yeah.
Basically, the entire planet is covered in landscape of buildings and cities and whatnot. So, came from there, middle-class family, working family, not, wasn't born into royalty like most of these guys are. Joined the Imperial Academy quite young, did really well, had a passion from the beginning.
Yeah.
With those AT-ATs.
Yeah, well, I guess, because I read this, but, he must have been talking about the version of the AT-AT, not necessarily because the AT-AT itself wasn't around till the Empire.
Yeah,
but the
correct.
Clone Wars, it wasn't called the AT-AT.
No, it was something else. It was the basis of it, pretty much. Yeah, you're right. Because there were some kind of walker.
Yeah,
from even Geonosis had them.
Yeah,
so they had them then, but yeah, they have obviously evolved. So it doesn't reveal kind of at what point he joined. I would assume.
Right when it was made, because if he's young, then
I would assume, obviously the Republic had those vehicles.
Yeah, but like the Imperial Academy though, when he joined the Imperial Academy, he would have had to have been at 19 BBY, right?
Is that when the Imperial Academy?
I don't even know, but that I would assume because he was like 29
Yeah, but it also could be possible that the Imperial Academy just changed names. Like there was, you know what I mean? Like he joined something else that later was turned into the Imperial Academy when the Empire took it. I don't know. We haven't researched that yet.
Let's do it.
So, okay, the Imperial Academy, real quick, was a military training program managed by the Galactic Empire, which evolved from the Galactic Republic's own academy system.
Okay.
So it became the Imperial Academy, but doesn't say when he joined. So yeah, you're right. I don't know if he, but it says he had since the Clone Wars, which was, was it 22 BBY? I mean, since the Clone Wars, he had this, because that's really, I guess, probably the first time those things were really ever needed in a sense. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
I mean, there were little skirmishes, but the Jedi usually are the ones that kind of stopped it, right? There wasn't any war for a long time. So, somehow it might have been the first time he's seen those Imperial walkers kind of thing, or those all-terrain armored transporters, what they're called. But so anyway, he joined the academy, moved up in the rankings, graduated top of his class, and he graduated immediately and was promoted to the rank of lieutenant, and was assigned the commander of an AT-AT. So
got it.
Studied it, learned it, got into it. He soon was sent immediately, pretty much shortly after, he was sent to an outer rim territory world called Colroon 3. Now, this is where apparently it was said that kind of made or break where he was going to go, if he was going to stay kind of a lower ranking or if he was going to move up. There were, skirmishes there. With the general there, General Arv, he ordered Lieutenant Veers to kind of remain at the base while the Imperial guys went to negotiate peace with these natives there. But they quickly turned on him, got ambushed.
Yeah.
Had he listened...
Had Veers, yeah.
Yeah, had Veers listened, he probably would have met his fate there.
Yeah.
But instead, he went against the general's orders and went in and basically saved the stormtrooper, the stormtroopers that were there,
the garrison,
the whole garrison,
whatever was. Yeah,
correct. And because of that, he was promoted to general. Or, I'm sorry, not general, major first. So Major Veers then got married, had a son. Now, his son's name sounds familiar. Is he known at all? Zevlon?
I don't know.
Zevlon Veers. For some reason, that name sounds familiar from something, but I don't know. Maybe he didn't do anything. I don't know if he was like expanding universe or something like that.
But, I mean, he's in the expanding universe, but I don't really know. No.
But anyway, his wife on a vacation trip actually died of a rare disease.
Yeah.
And which devastated him, which buried him into his career more, lost his relationship kind of with his son a little bit. They kind of went different ways in a sense. So he was so dedicated to his work at this time, he was eventually granted the rank of colonel and put in charge of a imperial garrison on Corellia. Which we have highlighted Corellia if you want to go check that out. Man, that was a while ago. Probably,
that was a long time ago.
Is that when we did...
Is that Systems? No, it wasn't Systems Month.
Rebel Month? That wasn't Rebel Month, no. Because we did people.
I think it was just a random...
I think it was a random thing,
one of our first random ones.
Very popular planet, though, in the Star Wars universe. So anyway, he... was in charge of the garrison there for a while. I mean, basically was there up until the Battle of Yavin.
Mm-hmm.
So, and being in charge of a garrison and in charge of AT-ATs, you're really never flying around. Obviously, you're more in charge of ground controls.
Mm-hmm.
So he wasn't in any Star Destroyers or traveling or even on the Death Star at the time. So. But it's funny because at one point, real quick before we get to the Yavin stuff, but he was actually, training cadets and whatnot, and one found a certain cadet called Davin Felth.
Mm-hmm.
He actually exploited a weakness in the AT-ATs. And in order to keep himself from, I guess, the wrath of the Empire or losing rank, he actually, instead of, I guess, reporting this, he just simply sent that guy off to the infantry.
Yeah, he's going to demote you.
Yeah.
Put you out in the front lines to die, basically.
Which is funny because it's inevitable what happens.
Yeah.
Episode 5.
Instead of fixing the problem.
Right.
He just...
That's right.
Brush it off.
So this brings us to pretty much Zero BBY, which is the Battle of Yavin.
Yep.
What happens there in the case?
Well, Veers was assigned to a position on the first Death Star, but it was as a ground commander. Now that also interested me because I would think, if you're assigned to the Death Star, you're on the Death Star. It's like you're part of the Death Star, but you're going to be off the Death Star.
Right.
So he was assigned as a ground commander and academic instructor. And so Veers is trying to use this position now that he's basically synonymous with the Death Star. Now he's got a job with the Death Star. He thinks he can use this opportunity to boost his career, to get that position that he's always wanted, I guess, to be a general and in charge of a whole fleet of AT-ATs. But basically, he in the end, this turned out to be a dead end because Veers, well, I guess one day just arrived into the system to the Battle of Yavin. The Battle of Yavin was going on. Veers got into the system during this whole skirmish, and some X-Wing fighter during the Battle of Yavin saw Veers' shuttle, and I guess they had some kind of skirmish or something, I don't know, but basically the X-Wing forced the Veers to kind of had a crash landing. Basically, I guess they fought, X-Wing got him. Veers had a crash land on Yavin 4, which is the planet, basically. It's a moon, a jungle moon, that the Rebel base was on. And this is to me, this is interesting because I never thought of Imperial actually crashing Yavin 4, and Veers survived. So you had an Imperial agent on Yavin 4, basically,
while this whole thing's going down.
Yeah, and so it seemed like he was the only guy left. I don't know, but Veers was there for a while, and I guess, even after the Battle of Yavin, Veers was kind of stranded on the moon, just living off rations and wildlife, before he could actually contact somebody from the Empire to come and rescue him, which he did. And so they rescued him. And you would think that he would be pretty much stripped of all command because he just, like, this big major came in and was immediately pushed down onto Yavin. But he was given back his garrison on Corellia. He went back to Corellia and, again, kind of took control of that area. He helped two Corsec inspectors. And I feel like we've talked about Corsec in the past. I'm not sure. But Corsec is the Corellian security force, which is, this is just the local police force on Corellia. But so Veers helped them a lot, and he helped two characters that actually feature a lot into the expanded universe, Hal and Corran Horn. Corran Horn is a huge character. He's awesome, actually. He's really cool. He's the only Jedi with a silver lightsaber in the expanded universe, but he's not a Jedi at this point. But anyways, Veers helps these two guys, helps Corsec put it into kind of these insurgents on Corellia, like Black Sun. Black Sun is pretty prominent in Corellia, and Veers helps put a stop to this sect of Black Sun. And in doing so, again, he seeks the attention. This raises some eyebrows on the Empire, and one particular Imperial agent, Vice Admiral Thrawn, not Grand Admiral Thrawn, Vice Admiral Thrawn. For some reason, I don't know where he was at this point, he noticed Veers in this whole Black Sun ordeal and saw that he was able to get rid of him. So he's like, okay, wow, this guy's actually pretty good. So Thrawn recommended the Major Veers to Darth Vader. He recommended him to be promoted to Major General. And so that was that. And then, as it turned out, who would have thunk it, after the Death Star is destroyed, I don't know, hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of Imperials are dead now. So that leaves a lot of room for, aggressive expansion. It leaves a lot of room for, upward mobility in regards to a lot of these Imperial guys. So Veers now can, get an immediate, promotion to whatever he wants because all these other guys above him are dead. You have Grand Moff Tarkin is dead. All these other Moffs are dead.
All of them, yeah.
So it's like someone needs to take over. So Veers is one of these guys. But there's one more little event that happens before he can do that. Basically, Veers is still working on these AT-ATs. He's still with them and working on new prototypes. And he goes to this planet, Zaloris, to work on the new AT-AT prototype. And he just calls it the Walker. And the Zalorians, during this time, declared independence from the Empire and kidnapped Veers. again, he's been captured. He's not good up by himself. He seems to be better in a ship or in an AT-AT or something like that. So Veers is captured. He's actually rescued by Vader himself. I don't know if it's just Vader. I assume it's with Vader and other stormtroopers and other squadrons, I guess.
Right.
So Vader and Veers together, after they've squashed the Zolorians, they go back to work on the prototype with the new AT-AT. And they use the prototype to actually kill the Zolorians. Mm-hmm. And destroying Zoloris City in the process. As you can imagine, of course, an AT-AT would destroy a city.
Yeah.
So impressed, Vader, this is after receiving Thrawn's recommendation and seeing Veers actually in action, Vader promoted Veers to Major General. Over the heads of lost several high colonies, placing him in command of Death Squadron, the ground troops of Death Squadron, not the Star Destroyers themselves, but the ground troops.
Correct.
If you know Death Squadron from the Star Wars, the card game, or from the Star Wars canon in general.
Yeah. Basically, it's led by the Executor.
Yeah.
The Super Star Destroyer Executor, and it's got five Imperial class Star Destroyers, which we looked it up. It's the Avenger, the Stalker, the Conquest, the Tyrant, and the Devastator.
Yeah. So these guys, I bet, are pretty much the big deal now, because the Death Star was the big deal.
That's right.
So now it's gone.
Correct.
So now the Executor is the
fleet is the big dog. Yeah. Yes,
and
all the ground forces. Yeah, that are on the Star Destroyers, the AT-ATs and the Stormtroopers. He is in charge of now.
Right. So Veers is recruited by Darth Vader to be part of this squadron, and he serves in the Thundering Herd AT-AT Squadron.
Hence the name of the episode.
Thundering Herd.
Yeah, that's cool.
So ridiculous. Yeah, that's a cool name. So anyways, that's him. And there's actually some pretty cool tidbit. They made this one of Darth Vader actually would sometimes pilot this AT-AT, his own personal AT-AT. He always has to have his own personal thing, like Star Destroyer, TIE Fighter. Now he's got his own AT-AT that's an extra armored and more powerful walker. I would love to see this thing somewhere. I bet it's black.
Yes.
And I bet it's like super awesome, huge, and just, I don't know, could destroy things. I wonder why they didn't, have that in the movies. So that's Veers. He's now in charge of the AT-AT Squadron. And next thing we come to is basically what happens in episode 5.
Yes. Episode
Battle
5.
of Hoth.
And then it is everything after that, yes, is basically expanding universe.
Yeah.
It's either in a book or something like that. Now, it does illustrate in somewhere in expanded universe that actually a rebel snowspeeder during the Battle of Hoth actually flew directly into the cockpit of Veers' walker, ultimately paralyzing his legs. He was unable to use his legs, and he therefore spent the rest of his life on a hover chair because he was against the whole cyborging.
Against cyborging.
It always comes back to what's his name, Dr. Cornelius Evazan.
He's like, oh wait, you sure you don't want any side?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm here.
I could give you some legs.
Yeah, I could do this. Trust me, I'm a doctor.
Yeah. Well, he didn't do it, so he stayed in a hover chair the rest of his life, and ultimately, after several stories in the expanded universe, he eventually, according to the expanded universe, perished and died in 10 ABY.
Yep.
So he lived a pretty long life.
Good. Successful.
So I want to connect this back because we did it last week.
Oh yeah.
Well, we didn't do it last week because he doesn't have a card yet.
Yeah,
but,
yet.
We were going to do who did we do that with?
Riken. But last week?
Yeah.
Last week we did Riken.
I know, but
who connected the card to?
Did we talk about that?
We mentioned he has a card.
Oh, okay. We mentioned he has a card coming.
But yeah, it's not out yet.
So General Veers does have a card. So connecting it to Star Wars, the card game here, he is part of a Hoth pack that came out during one of the Force packs. But you get two of them in there, and he is a unique character. But General Veers is in here. He costs 3, damage capacity 2. He comes with one tactic icon and one blast edge enabled icon. He also has a resource so you can actually play cards off of him. His ability is each walker and each trooper unit you control gains a unit damage. And actually, his objective is actually pretty good. He has, while this is undamaged, your reserve value is increased by 1. But it's a one resource. Now, what's cool is that one I wanted to bring up is that it's also illustrated here that they actually have what's called a blizzard force. They call it blizzard force, which is the snow version of a garrison of AT-ATs and stormtroopers, and that's what was called upon when they had the Battle of Hoth. It was called the Blizzard One, which consisted of the stormtroopers, the snowtroopers that came in, and then his thundering herd AT-ATs, which was cool because I didn't even know this, but his AT-AT, you get 2 ATSTs in his objective set here, and they're called Blizzard Force ATSTs.
Yeah.
So
that's cool.
I didn't even know that.
It's cool.
So it's really cool. So yeah, but I do not have him in my deck. Do you have General Veers? Yeah.
I'm in the Navy. He's a Navy guy?
Yeah, he's a Navy guy.
I probably do. I don't know.
Yeah, I did, but I actually took all the walkers out.
Yeah.
I have the AT-ATs.
I might have taken the walkers out as well.
But I don't have the ATSTs because there's
what's
another.
The objective? Show me the.
It's the generals.
I think I took that out.
Impermative. So I ended up taking him out. I had him in once, but mine is more about the fleet than the ground stuff. So I did end up taking him out. Yeah. But
one quick thing I want to mention, I'm just reading behind the scenes of General Veers. In the novel adaptation of The Empire Strikes Back, Veers was killed after destroying the shield generator because a snowspeeder crashed into the cockpit.
Oh.
So that's where they get the idea from that, but they just went with that he wasn't killed, he was just paralyzed.
Right.
So that was that, but he didn't actually, that was just the novel of the screenplay, but since we didn't actually see it happening in early versions of the script on Return of the Jedi, early versions of the script had Veers in it. So he is kind of alive. So since we didn't actually see him die.
Right.
That's kind of cool.
That is kind of cool.
And if you recognize the actor, he was in Last Crusade.
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
The villain.
Yep.
It's good villain.
He was the
main guy, right?
The main
villain.
guy.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name.
Walter Donovan.
Walter Donovan, that's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Holy Grail guy.
The Holy Grail, yeah. That's his character name.
Yeah.
Not his real name.
The real name is Julian Glover.
Julian Glover.
Yep.
Yeah, I definitely recognize him from Indiana Jones for sure.
Got his face. Didn't he shrivel up and die?
Yes.
What is
happening to me?
Oh my gosh, I need to see those movies again.
I love that movie. That Last Crusade, man.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great.
That kind of brings us to
this. Truly is the cup of a king, isn't he?
Yeah. Kind of
to eternal life.
Some news, but first we'll probably talk about the comic.
No, we're getting some news. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say that leads us into some Indiana Jones things. Apparently, Disney bought.
Oh, that's right.
Disney, because when the merger happened between Disney and Lucasfilm, Paramount still owned the current rights to the Indiana Jones franchise, and now Disney have bought
probably the distribution rights.
So now Paramount has the distribution rights of all the Indiana Jones movies now, but Disney will have the future installments with Paramount having a part of it still. Like they'll have like a chunk of it, of the rights, but it's up to Disney now to make those movies.
Sweet.
Whereas Paramount, they had the rights.
That whole rumor with Harrison Ford deal starting to take shape.
Maybe. Yeah. So that's kind of the tie between Indiana Jones. I want more Indiana Jones. If they do them right, because those movies are just fantastic.
Yeah. Anything else?
Not
much.
Well,
pretty light week.
There's a rumor that's interesting where, I mean, this site Jedi News, they report a lot of rumors, but there's one that actually caught my eye. That was pretty interesting. Was Netflix is apparently, there's a rumor that Netflix is going to produce a animated series about Cad Bane in the style of Clone Wars, but it's about Cad Bane. I don't think it'll have any of the Clone Wars people, like Dave Filoni, I don't know, but basically it's just rumored that there'll be a Cad Bane TV show on Netflix. No, it just got me thinking, like, would they do that? Because more companies are doing Netflix shows.
Yeah.
It seems like it would be a good idea to have some Star Wars shows on Netflix, but I mean, I don't know. If they are, that's fine, but I don't know if a Cad Bane show isn't necessarily the best show to have.
That just sounds weird.
It does sound weird. People were saying like they would rather have an Ahsoka Tano show than a Cad Bane show, but anyways, regardless.
But
of
even the Netflix thing is kind of You would think almost you would like just do it like on a YouTube, Star Wars YouTube channel or something like that, or.
I mean, Netflix is their shows. I mean ever since House of Cards came out, they've been really pumping out some. Then Arrested Development did their thing, and there's gonna be a lot more. There's gonna be movies made for directly for Netflix. And,
right.
Who knows? I just thought that was interesting. Maybe the places that Star Wars can go, because it's going to be everywhere very soon. I mean, it already is, but even more in our face than what it is now.
Right.
So that's the news. That's only
that's
it's pretty dry. I mean, in regards to the casting thing, I read an update that they're looking at the auditions, the video auditions now for the casting call that they've had this past month, and they're expected to have a callbacks for that. For those auditions in the beginning of the year, I guess, assume January, which kind of leads to the thing we've been talking about. If they are shooting January 21st, it won't be necessarily with the principal cast because that's just not enough time,
right,
to prepare. So there's still a lot of questions, a lot of things up in the air right now.
I thought this was neat. We got a tweet from Roger Raber, one of our good listeners on the network. He tweeted us at Inside the Force. He said, Yahoo TV ranks the Star Wars holiday special as the weirdest holiday special we've ever seen.
I was thinking we need to do maybe the week before Christmas or the week of Christmas. Do talk about that.
Sure. We will.
Something.
I have it on VHS.
Yeah, we got to watch it or
so
something.
I'll crank it out. Actually, I got to transfer it because I don't have a VHS player anymore.
Oh, gosh.
But yeah, I have it on tape. I wonder if can you buy it? You can't buy that thing.
No.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't think so.
Man, I wonder how much mine's worth.
Unless someone like you has it and they're just kind of
bootlegging it. Yeah. That's cool. So we'll definitely talk about that in a couple weeks here.
I've only seen it once.
The holiday special.
It was several years ago.
Oh,
it was
my God.
5 years ago, probably.
I don't even want to remember it. I don't think.
Because I did every year. I usually do like a Christmas movie quote in December, like every day. And I did a quote from. I was looking up quotes from Christmas the holiday special. And it's just it's a dialogue. Even Han Solo's dialogue is just so
horrible.
bad.
It's horrible. Yeah. Okay, so this past Wednesday, a new issue of The Star Wars came out, number 4, which is based on the original rough draft by George Lucas. Not really much to talk about.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
I just didn't like it.
I didn't like it either.
And it made me think of, I love the art. I love the idea of this. I think it's actually a good thing that I'm not in love with it because it's the early draft of Star Wars.
Right.
It's got a lot of the same good, cool characters. Luke Skywalker's pretty awesome sometimes. He can fight, and he's pretty cool. It's just, I'm not in love with really any of these characters because I'm not feeling for them. Because they all seem to be the same angry, I want to fight and destroy and win this war.
Yeah.
There's no empathy. There's nothing that's really drawn me into these characters.
It's very... How do I say it? It's...
Sometimes even seems melodramatic.
Yeah, but I don't want to downgrade it too much.
No.
To where it's like... No, it's very childish almost. Like...
Yeah.
The level of it is like... Yeah. It feels like a kid's comic almost. You know what I mean?
Honestly, that's maybe how it was in the screenplay.
Yeah.
He wrote it for kids.
There's just no... I don't know. I don't even know what I'm trying to... Like when I read any of these DC comics, or even Star Wars, even the regular one, it's just more detail and more insight on kind of what's going on. And this is just kind of
like rehash or formulaic or
no, it's just really simple. It's like they say something and it goes on. There's no, I don't know. It was just very like in this one, Starkiller comes back Or Starkiller, the father.
Yeah.
And he just kind of takes his thing out and then dies.
That was like one page.
I was like,
died.
What?
And no, everybody was kind of like,
okay, he's
honorable
gone.
death.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on.
I was like, what?
That's a
little quick. You know what I mean? Like, it's just.
And I thought he was already dead.
I did too.
I forgot he lived. I don't know. It was the same thing too. Like he opened his jacket. It's like I'm a monster.
Yeah.
But
whatever.
I mean, it's still, it's a cool concept. And again, the art's really awesome because you see a lot of those old concept drawings from the old Star Wars movies. But
still not really sure why they did this.
just the gimmick.
I guess.
I feel like like the original. What originally
got
could
my
happen.
money.
Yeah.
I think there's 4 more. I think it's 8-part series or whatever. Anyway, so can't really recommend it too much. Yeah. I would recommend, honestly, if you want to read it, wait till like the trade comes out and just get that or something like that. Don't worry about.
That'd be cool if they did like a animated movie of this.
Yeah,
I would rather probably see that than read it.
Yeah, true, definitely.
Or a motion comic.
Yes, yeah, that wouldn't be bad. That would not be bad.
That'd be
all right. What else? I ain't got much to talk about, I think.
No, it's kind of been a dry week.
Week.
I'm not sure. I feel like this next month will be pretty dry, especially all this casting stuff. And they're probably, narrowing that down.
Again, hit us up on Inside the Force, at Inside the Force, if you want to recommend any characters or whatnot that we want to talk about episode 5 month here. We've got a couple in mind. We'll probably definitely talk about Lando at some point.
Yep.
But after that, I don't know. Maybe
more?
We talked about maybe
5?
the Executor.
Oh, it's 5
we'll have
weeks.
3 more.
So Lando, maybe 1.
Maybe the Executor.
Maybe.
We talked about the Executor possibly. Maybe. What are they? I guess Cloud City at some point.
Well, Well, because we did Bespin.
We did Bespin, not Cloud City, but Lobot or something like that. I don't know. If we're doing Lando, probably not Lobot, but I don't know. Hit us up. Yeah. We talked about actually maybe a bounty hunter.
Oh, yeah.
One of the 6 that are on
that
the Star Destroyer that we didn't cover. Because we covered Zuckuss.
We didn't do Forlom.
We didn't do or Dengar.
Dengar, yeah.
We did Bosk and IG-88.
Yeah, Zuckuss.
Yeah. So the
Boba Fett was there.
The other ones were Boba, Forlom, and
Dengar.
Dengar, correct. Yeah, we know our shit, man. So one of those 3, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's possible. So anyway, okay, so we'll do some trivia here before we close out here. Trivia. Now, I figured out how to get direct questions, right? So what we got to do then is kind of randomize the question here, because we're going to do a question from episode 5 now. So now we have to figure out what number we're going to do. So I'll let you pick the number.
Well, what's my range?
Yeah, I'm going to give you the range here. Let's see. It is between 1671 is the beginning, and it goes all the way to 2060 or 85.
Let's go to 1991.
1991.
Yeah.
You're
my
born.
birth year.
Yeah, okay. So 1991. All right.
Better get it right.
Okay. So 1991 from.
Should have 1977.
So now I got to
1980.
Now I got to select a question here. So
next week let's do 1980.
1980.
Yeah, the year it came out. The movie came out.
Yeah, that's true. We should do 1990. What? 1991. Okay, here we go. 1991. What does? Let's see. What does ATST stand for?
Ooh.
All-terrain scout transport, all-terrain single transport, assault trooper security transport, or all-terrain security tank. Wow. I don't know if I knew this.
Good
I don't think I know this.
I'm sure I've read it at some point. I have to look at the answers. Dang it. This is gonna
Wow.
be hard. That was a good game.
ATST. What does it stand for?
Okay, read them again, please.
ATST, what does it stand for? A, all-terrain scout transport. B, all-terrain single transport. Or C, assault trooper security transport. Or D, all-terrain security tank.
I'm going to go with C.
C, assault trooper security transport.
Wait. What was it? What was B?
B was all-terrain single transport.
Does A have transport as well?
A has scout transport. So it's either scout transport, single transport. C is the only one that's not all-terrain. It's assault trooper security transport. And then D is all-terrain security tank.
I'll go with C.
You're going with C.
Yeah.
Okay, since you picked it, I'll go with, I'll enter in C.
What are you going with?
I'm going to go with A,
Okay.
scout transport.
That was my second guess. Oh,
C
is
is
A?
wrong, and it is A.
Dang it.
Scout transport.
I was thinking that because of scout. I was just thinking of indoor.
Yes. I was thinking they're the smaller ones that kind of scout the stuff, and then the ATS, the AT-ATs come in.
I just thought it wouldn't be an all-terrain one, but dang it.
That's true. That's what they are, though, because they're in the snow.
Yeah,
and
they literally go all-terrain.
They go all-terrain as well.
Dang it.
Booyah.
Two ahead again.
So next week, next week I'll pick the number.
Okay.
And then we'll do 1998, 1980 at some point.
Okay.
All right, so that moves me up to 24 and 16. Casey drops 22 and 18. Dang it. Yes. All right, so check us out, InsideTheForce.com, for all the podcasts, all the shows that we've done, all 38 of them. You can tweet us at Inside the Force. Like I said, use that to let us know, or you can email us at info@insidetheforce.com if you want to send us some suggestions on the show. Let us know what's going on out there in the Star Wars universe. We got some great banners on the Inside the Force website. If you want to help support the show, we've got new stuff from Fathead. You can get your own Fathead, Star Wars Fatheads. Great gifts for the holidays here. Huge Star Wars t-shirt line going on, superhero stuff right now. Great discounts on her universe. Sideshow Collectibles. Entertainment Earth's got a whole brand new wave 3 of the 6-inch action figures. So you can get on there, get the new figures. And of course, we got the WB shop on there, GoDaddy, all kinds of stuff right there.
Christmas time, get some stuff.
And there's eBay stuff on there too, right there on the page. You can surf all that stuff there, all kinds of Star Wars stuff. And if you want to know the latest directly from Star Wars, right there on the website, we got a link right now. If you scroll down just a tad for the shows, you'll see the big Star Wars logo there. Click on that. That'll take you directly to StarWars.com and the Episode 7 news page, the official page there. So anything official coming from Lucasfilm is going to be right there. So you can get all the latest news right there on our website as well. Click on that. Next week, like I said, I don't know for sure, but it might be Lando. That's who I'm probably leaning towards. I might highlight Lando. The new issue, Star Wars, the good one, the good comic, comes out Wednesday. We'll talk about that next week.
Oh, and also happy birthday, Dave.
Oh, well, thank you, Case. It is my birthday.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes. This day. Not now, but when this comes out.
Hopefully when you listen to it.
Correct. Yes. Great birthday.
Yeah.
I have to say, I will predict. I see it. I see it with the Force. It's a good birthday. All right. So for Casey Cooley.
Yes, Lord Vader. I've reached the main power generators. The shield will be down in moments. You may start your landing. Yeah.
General Veers.
That line will forever be ingrained in my brain because my brother Corey, Master Koo, had the AT-AT toy, and you press a button, it would say that line. It would say a few other lines from Veers. So we would just sit there, play it, press it over and over again until we memorized it.
All right, sweet. I want one of those AT-ATs,
Oh my
man.
gosh, I don't know where's our.
Yeah, that would be something I would definitely buy and just sit it on the ground right there next to my desk or something. That'd be awesome. All right. Thanks for checking us out and listening, everybody. Check us out next week on Inside the Force, and may the Force be with you.
This has been a production of the 21 Network. For more great podcasts, visit 21network.com. To view additional content, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/21network. Follow us on Twitter at 21network for the latest news and updates. The 21 Network, for the fan and all of us.